guys, it's Poison. I think I should add this with my society read. I'll probably link it in the description. But I'm really lazy, so I don't want to do that right now. So I'm just gonna set it. I would make a new video off that video. This is mostly from a conversation that a friend and me had. We were talking about how we get treated in public just because of the way we look and whatnot. And she made a really, really good point. She was talking about how society tells us to be ourselves, but once we do, we are shot down immediately for being ourselves, for being different. And I realized how true this is in today. The moment when I looked normal, yeah, this is my normal, but when I looked normal to the rest of the world, then I was treated completely differently. Like, this is going to turn into another experiences video, but, oh well. One day I was walking to class, right, and somebody dropped a stink bomb. Of course they did, because our school's horrible. And I got pulled aside that day by 4 different teachers asking me if they knew who it was. And they're just like, oh, did you see who it was? No, they were like, do you know who did this? Like, they were saying it almost as if you did this, you should tell me. And I didn't do anything. I'm innocent. But they decided that just because I looked like a bad kid, that I should be accused of this stupidity. And it ended up being somebody from a whole completely different grade than me. Yeah, and that was fun. And another one. Woo, back into the past. Okay, so we still have, we have kind of like, they're kind of like paras. They're people that stay around after school to make sure you all leave. Me and my friends, we were about to walk out of the building, and one of the it was a para, I'm just going to call it para because there's another name for it, but I'm just going to call it para because I don't remember what it was. And one of the paras, she kind of looked at me because I was wearing, like, this crazy outfit. It was, like, this plaid vest, black tank top, a plaid skirt, ripped up leggings, combat boots, I had all my face jewelry, well, not all of it, but I had most of my face jewelry in, some, like, deadly bracelets and whatnot, but, yeah, she gave me a really dirty look, like, one of the dirtiest looks I think could ever muster up on a human's face. She kind of gave me a sidelong glance, and she stopped me, and I looked up at her really confused, and she was like, what are you still doing in here? What were you guys still doing in this school? Because we stayed a little bit after because I had to go to the music room and grab my instrument. And yes, I play an instrument. Yeah, cool like that. I play trumpet. But, whatever. I went to grab my instrument and ended up the room being locked. And so I went around the school trying to find my teacher because she was still supposed to be there, but she wasn't. So yeah, I ended up not being able to get it. Whoops. I ended up not being able to get it, and we were walking back, we were about to leave the building, and I had just went to my locker to grab my book bag, and she stopped me, and she was like, what are you guys still doing here? As if we were doing something bad, and she's like, what were you guys doing? I'm like, I just went to grab my instrument, and she's like, well, why don't you have it? And I'm like, because the room was locked. She's like, why was the room locked? I'm like, because my teacher locked it, and she's just like, she had really nothing else to say past that, but she's like, well, then get out, because I don't want to have any of you troublemakers in here. And the way she said it, it wasn't directed towards my 2 other friends that were on either side of me. Yeah, because I walk like that. But yeah, they were on either side of me. She wasn't directing it towards them. She wasn't implying that they were the troublemaker. She was implying that I was a troublemaker, because all my friends look normal. Mostly normal. Clara knows who I'm talking about. Yeah. Most of my friends look relatively normal. She looked directly at me and she's like, I don't want you troublemakers in here. And I kind of looked back at my friends and I'm like, I'm sorry. And we left. And the next day I came back and I was talking to my teacher about it. And one of the good teachers that like me, Miss Walsh, and I was talking to her, and she was like, well, what did she look like? And I told her what she looked like, and she said she talked to her, and she's like, well, I've seen that girl around here, and she looks like trouble. And Miss Walsh was really upset, but she didn't want to, get into anything with any other of the paras, so she's just like, okay, sorry. She stepped off, and we went back to, and she came back and told me what she said. I'm like, but I didn't do anything. And she's like, I know, it's just the way society works nowadays. And I'm like, finally, somebody who understands. And so, yeah, that was a really fun day. Really, really interesting day. And, okay, and then I have one more. This happened at the mall 2 days ago. Yeah, I don't know why I did so much weird shit at the mall. But I don't know, I was at the mall with my mom. Yes, because I was at the mall with my mother. We went and got Cinnabon, but we went and we were walking around. My mom went to check out the phone store, and right like a diagonally from that is a Bath and Body Works. And I like Bath and Body Works. If you ever want to give me a gift, get it from Bath and Body Works. I will love you for eternity. But yeah, anyway, so we were at I went to Bath and Body Works, and my mom was in the phone store, and one of the ladies approached me, and she's like, can I help you find anything? Just the usual. And she kind of gave me a look like, I don't know about this girl. And I'm like, and I talk in my voice, and nobody expects me to talk like this. Everybody thinks of me to talk like, bitch, fuck you, that type of shit. I'm like, no, I don't talk like that, I'm innocent. And I looked up at her, I'm like, oh no, thank you very much for asking though. And the surprised look that pasted her face that instant was the best face ever. I wish I could have taken a picture, but she was so astonished at how, like, polite I said it. Because most people think I'm a bitch, but, I'm not really, well, most of the time. But yeah, so she had a really surprised look, and my mom walked in, and she asked the same thing, and my mom's like, oh no, I'm fine. And she walked over to me, and she's like, oh, find anything good? And I'm like, yeah, some stuff, but whatever. And the lady looked at my mom and then looked at me, and mind you that I'm about this much taller than my mother, and she seemed really confused, and by the way my mother looked and the way I looked, and she just seems really surprised. And as we walked out, she's like, I had the wrong idea about you. You're a very polite young lady. And I'm like, oh, well, thank you. And so, yeah. So that was a fun day. I finally gained, I think I have some hope in society yet. Probably not, but let's pretend I do. Anyways, that's it for today's video. I'll see you guys later. Peace.